I'm ready, bro. Yo, I don't know why this thing took so long to start, bro. I pressed start broadcast like 15. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, dude, I am extremely excited to talk about the greatness of One Piece, man. Dude, I changed it up, man. I had it originally in that corner, but I said, man, let me see if I can bring the mic over here, the camera over here, man, and I have it on top of my Color Walk compendium, so that way I can give it like a sort of stand to sort of sit on. But yeah, man, for sure, bro. We're gonna be talking about the One Piece awesome sauce, man. Let me see if it looks better right there. I'm testing it out, coach, man. We do stuff on the fly, baby. We do stuff on the fly, man. But yeah, definitely. The lighting might be too good this time. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had enough time to calibrate it or anything, but regardless. Let me see. Put that a little bit down. Right there in the corner, man. I'm telling you, bro. Hey, light out there, man. Let me see. Bam, man. Regardless, regardless. We're going to be talking about that One Piece greatness. Let me put this right here. I've been thinking about this chapter nonstop, and I just really wanted to come on here and talk to you all about it, man. About the greatness. Yo, Hazy, what's good? I see Scarlet D Killer. Albar Zara, what's good? Gohan Angered, what's good? My boy Silva, man. Silva's a troll, yo, but he's a good man. He's a damn good man. Shindy Freaks, what's good? Badger, what's good? It's good to have you on one of these streams, Badger. I remember for I believe it was the Hunter x Hunter one. It was really early over there, so it's really nice to have you over here. Lord Dracula was popping. Ronan Midori was good. Time moves differently. Wano Kuni. Yeah, I listen. I saw that. I watched that theory this morning for the first time. Marco's theory, and I was blown away, man. Absolutely blown away. And after I saw that theory, because I had already been in a theory mood, like I had been reading comments upon comments upon comments. Last night I wasn't able to come on here and record the video, so my I've been seeking out this morning. The moment I woke up, I was like, bro, I gotta talk about One Piece. I gotta talk about One Piece. I gotta talk about One Piece. But I was like, man, I might not have enough time. So I got everything out the way that I wanted to do before I went to work, man. And here we are. And then right before I came on here, I went on the One Piece Reddit, which I almost never go on, man. And I should start going on there more often. So I went on the One Piece Reddit and I found this theory from Marco the theorist. And I was like, yo, what is this, man? So I clicked on it because it just seemed fascinating. A country lost in time. And I listened to the entire thing, and by God, I was sold, man. I was sold because at the very least, it's an idea that can most certainly be entertained. It's an idea that can most certainly happen, man. And I love the entire grand adventure aspect that it could portray. You know what I'm saying? Because as Oda stated, for the first time in the series, by the way, every single arc before this, it's an adventure in blank, an adventure in blank. No, Wano's a great adventure in blank. And it most certainly looks like it's about to be that, guys. It most certainly looks like it's about to be that. Let me see. Yo, what's good, Yak, man? Oh, Edward, bro. What's good, man? What's good? Let me see. Yo, Original Luffy, man. What's good, man? It's good to have you on a stream. My boy Laz, man. Yo, Laz, bro. Speaking of that, I'm using Hangouts, man. So Laz, bro, if you want the link, man, to talk about the One Piece awesome sauce, man, just let me know, brother. But yeah, because I'm just trying to think. You know, I love whenever Oda ends off a chapter like this because it gives off the same impression and feel that 906 did, that 907 did, and 908 did. I still think about those chapters a lot, man. I still think about the hat. I think about Shanks and the Gorosei, and I think about M-sama quite often. You know, like all the time. Whenever I get an opportunity to talk to another One Piece fan, that's one of the very first things. If I find out they're caught up to the manga, I ask them what they think about that and what's going on there. And now Oda with chapter 918 presents us with something else to theorize and talk about nonstop. And I think my favorite thing about this cliffhanger is that not only does it change what we know about, Kinemon and Momonosuke so far about the story and whatnot, but I think that what I'm most excited about is how this is going to change what I originally thought the Wano country arc was going to be. Because I initially had a completely different thing in my mind of how the Wano contract was going to go. But if Oda really is going to, he has all this supernatural-esque involvements in this arc that he wants to put in there as well, regardless of whether it's through an actual usage of people that are alive but aren't really alive, or through the usage of time, of the flow of time, and messing around with the concept of that, or whatever Oda wants to do. But I never took Wano to be, or in my original state in my mind when I thought and predicted of what the Wano country arc was going to be. I just never anticipated after this chapter what we could possibly be heading into. It has me so excited, man, because it's just another classic Oda breaking ankles moment, man. And I think my favorite thing about this, about the fact that we got it in this chapter, is that I was already loving the direction in which Wano was going in this particular chapter with the whole. I love the whole Tama and Luffy storyline, and having that all wrap up there for the Ace and Luffy portion. That one panel whenever Tama hugs Luffy after seeing him use what I call the Gomu Gomu no Jetto Hiken. After he used that, that was, and she proceeded to say, "Oh, you were just like Ace." Hugs him. You know, that by itself made the chapter for me. And then when Luffy came back and said that by the end of the arc, bro, by the time that he leaves, he'll make sure that they will leave on an empty stomach, bro. That everyone there will be so full they will no longer have to hunger, man. It's a beautiful line. And the same thing that Ace stated. And you're just like, God, man, that by itself made the chapter, bro. In the very same chapter, we had a clash between two supernovas. We had a clash between Hawkins and Law, man. And God, and then the news that Jack has already been alerted, like he's gonna be coming in like swimwear, and that amazing double page spread of whenever Luffy, Zoro, and Law came up into like swimwear and arrived to bring the food to those who needed it, man. And you know, the tears and the and then in the final panel, because we had been talking about it nonstop in these videos, man, about the ruins of Odin's castle and about what happened 20 years ago, about the Kozuki clan. And then Oda hits us with this. And I mean, look, man, I more than I have since M-sama for sure. Since chapter 908, I have been looking on as much as I possibly can, man. On comments and comments and comments and on comments, and I'm like, bro, I wanna be hit with some theories, man. I want to be hit with some theories. What is with the lighting right now, bro? What about if I bring it up here? I don't know. Whatever, man. We're talking about One Piece, yo. This is a divine ray of light. That's what I'll take it as. I'll take it as a divine ray of light, bro. Let me see. Oh, crap. See, this happens every single time that I stream on my computer. This is why I like stream on my phone. My computer's getting mad loud, man. All right, so let's take a look at some comments here. Is the Lurking Legend even happening? Seems more like it was a setup for the movie. I still think the Lurking Legend is happening. I still think that Oda has that set in stone for a future plot point. For sure, whenever he wants to tell that story that Garp was alluding to with rocks and whatnot. And that very story is probably going to intertwine with the whole Revolutionary Army plot, with Dragon, possibly Luffy's mom, and of course the story of Luffy's birth. Because all of that comes before Roger's time. And I think all that's going to lead into the end of whatever that story is going to be, is going to connect to that. But I'm not sure how that's all going to be incorporated. I don't know if Oda wants to include all that in Wano too. I do believe that's a post-Wano thing. Like after Wano, we have also that to look forward to. But if we do get Lurking Legend stuff here in Wano, that'll be fascinating as well. I don't know, man. Oda continues to break ankles, man. This man's Allen Iverson, dog. Let me see. Yo, Orphe, man. What's good, my man? What's good, bro? Did you also find the panel with the mother about to knife her child very dark even for One Piece? I found it very dark, but I wouldn't say it's a dark thing even for One Piece. One Piece has touched upon a lot of very dark topics before. That was certainly a very dark moment, but this is the same series that tackles a lot of very dark topics, and it's very interesting, right? Because this arc right here, even though Wano, how do I put it? The editors, you know, beforehand, they were leading you to believe that this arc was going to have like that Marineford type of feel, where it was just a whole big clash that was going on here on the thing. And to me, it's more like it's taking the very best of every single element of the Paramount War saga in one straight go, because it's taking the elements of like the let's for example the Hold'em punch and how that had a consequence in a similar way that the Celestial Dragon punch had a consequence with the Admiral. That reminded me a lot of Sabaody, and the fact that it's Luffy and Zoro, and then they pick up Kiku, then they pick up like Tama, Kiku, Luffy, and Zoro with the Komainu are going on from place to place to place to place to place, and now they got Law and everything. It just reminds me a lot of Impel Down. Like right now, Wano reminds me of the Impel Down like pacing where chapter you're here, chapter you're here, chapter you're here, next chapter you're here, next chapter you're here, and it gives me that Impel Down type of vibe, man. And it's really really cool because I know that stuff's about to go down, and these consequences. I mean, Law is looking out for them, so whatever Luffy just did to hold them, of course, there's going to be consequences after that and some Sabaody stuff. Impel Down, going from place to place to place to place to place to place to place, and it's all going to lead in that one big clash at Marineford. But it's just very interesting to me because, Whole Cake Island had so many Water 7, Enies Lobby, and Thriller Bark-esque elements in it. And then, of course, it with Dress, and then Zoe had like the Skypiea feel, and Dressrosa had like the Alabasta Broke Works feel. And it's just very, very fascinating to me that the way that Oda has written this New World saga. And this arc in particular so far, it's like I said before, it's taking the very best out of the Paramount War saga and just putting it all together right there. So it's really cool. So to get back to your original question, shout out to the rambling. To get back to the initial question, it is very interesting that Oda decided to include that panel, because once again, it's just showing how drastic the situation is within Wano. But it's most certainly not something that Oda hasn't done before when it comes to the dark elements of One Piece. One Piece has definitely touched upon some dark stuff in the past. Let me see right here. What do you think of Oden being Shuten Maru? Well, before I touch on that, did you guys remember there was this? And shout out to Nelson on Facebook, by the way, because he's the one that posted this in the Facebook group. But do you guys remember there was this one color page last year, Flag Nards, man, where it had a couple of Straw Hats, and it was like a Wano or like a classic Japan, a feudal Japan-esque setting where the Straw Hats like in a really nice getup, and then it had a dude with blonde hair, a girl with black hair. They were holding each other, and then it had the Straw Hats in it as well. And Nelson was saying that could possibly be Shuten Maru, and I thought that was very, very fascinating. Now, if Oden himself, through some sort of means, faked his death and is the Shuten Maru character, I would most certainly not be surprised after this last chapter. But I do think that Oden, out of all the individuals that were in those graves, I think the safest ones to say that are actually dead are Oden and his wife. But I'm not ruling it out. If Oden does end up being Shuten Maru, I would not be surprised. But I think Shuten Maru is going to have a different role to play than just being the shogun of Wano. I think it's going to be something related to that. But I don't think he himself is Oden. Let me see. Oden should be dead, because otherwise that scene with the retainers breaking down in tears would be as powerful in retrospect. I agree, Spollywood. I most certainly agree. That's why I continue to say that Oden has to be dead. And that's why in the midst of all of this entire situation, it's something that actually took place. Like they saw it happen, and because an original thought that came to mind is this could be one huge twist where, Kinemon Momonosuke and then they're using somebody else's names, but there's no way, because they lived it. We saw it within the flashbacks. They know the names. They know too much for them not to have lived that entire portion. They can't be faking it. And of course the real emotion they showed back in Zoe really does show that Oden. That Oden has passed. But it's fascinating, man, this entire situation. Orochi gonna pull up like Sada Sada. Relax, Edward. Sada Sada, bro. Hey, if he pulls up like Sada Sada, that means that Orochi's gonna get smoked in the same way that Sada Sada got smoked. Let me see. Um. Right here. Think Momo, Raizo, Kanjuro, and Kinemon are alive or dead. This arc has some supernatural time crap going on. And that's what makes it so fascinating, man. I do believe that they are alive. I do believe, well, but it's hard to say, man. It's hard to say because they could be on some Danny Phantom stuff, bro. They could be going ghost, man. You never, listen, do you know how, like when a drastic situation is happening and like let's just say some witch man said I'm gonna offer you some voodoo stuff because I know a way to get out of here. They said let's take it, man. Give him some Danny Phantom powers. Can you imagine Kinemon saying I'm going ghost? He's a phantom and he just whoops heads, man, and he goes directly through some portal in time, dog, and comes out through another dimension. I don't know, man. I don't know anymore, dog. I saw another theory saying that the whirlpool itself is a portal. And I was like, what in the flying flappers? But I can't even dismiss it because it's One Piece, bro. I can't even dismiss it. You know what I'm saying? So it's madness, man. It's madness. But yeah, if I don't even know anymore, man. I was talking to Laz, trolling, of course, but not trolling as well. Earlier this morning about how Odin would meet Luffy, bro, in spirit, right? In a similar way that we expect, like Rogers, supposedly, like of course, Roger is waiting for whoever it is in Raftel, and like we expect that to be a spirit, whether that is a something that is like a sort of metaphor of sense where it's not actually Roger, but the person who, whenever Roger was executed, that he said like whenever he said you will go out and search for the One Piece, you know that eventually someone will come in and inherit his will. That type of thing, or like an actual spirit of Roger's way. I don't even know anymore, dog. But I'm still sticking with the inherited will portion part of that. But it would be interesting if like we were to see if Oda really wants to play around with this whole supernatural stuff, man. If we could see like a spirit of Odin speaking to Luffy on some Avatar Last Airbender stuff, man. That would I'm not gonna lie, man. That would be pretty awesome sauce. But at the same time, Oda would have to really be careful with how he wants to play around with this, because One Piece is a very strict, and it's funny because One Piece has a lot of really crazy out there stuff, but even with all that crazy out there stuff, it's still logical within the realms of the world. So so I'm wondering how he's going to play around with this. Actually, I was thinking about this last night. With this whole Kinemon, Kanjuro, Raizo, and Momonosuke thing, if the reason why Oda didn't reveal who Im-sama is beforehand and was waiting for this arc to somehow explain some sort of supernatural thing with time or with a ghost somehow being able to manifest their spirit on some hockey stuff or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that is going to go on in this arc, I was thinking about maybe that's why Oda decided not to. He decided to tease Im-sama, and then after that, could show him, afterwards, relating to that type of thing, because we know the Kozuki clan, of course, were the ones that originally created the poneglyphs, and their words live on through history. But maybe there's more to it than all that. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure, dog, man. It's madness. Let me see. Orochi could turn out to be Spandam tier. Like, are you seeing that like in terms of hatred? Because I already know. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hate Orochi, man. I'm gonna want to punch this dude in the face. But are you talking about like in terms of Spandam tier where he's not the fighter, like where he's the one who's just dealing out orders and Kaido is like his Lucci? Is that what you're alluding to, or like he's gonna be Spandam tier in terms of like I want to punch him in the face? Could be both. Could be both. Hazy states, what's weird is that Momo is supposedly dead, but he said in the past that Kaido killed his parents. So if Momo is really dead, then perhaps Kaido got to him as well. That is also fascinating. That is also extremely fascinating. Because taking that into consideration, that's a good point. That's a good point, but I don't know, man. I don't it's tough for me, right? Because I've been with this series for so long, and the hat and Im changed everything I already knew about the story. So with this, I can't discredit it, man. I really can't. I can't discredit some sort of supernatural happenings in the One Piece world going on here, man. Because it does fit the One Piece theme. where like anything can happen. I mean, these guys made it to the skies, bro, and Thriller Bark. But that's the thing. Then I look back to Thriller Bark, man. I see these zombies where even that had a logical thing to it. But at this, I don't know, man. It's gotta be. This is tough, bro. It's there's so many things it can be, dog. Let me see. Um, if they were dead, why would the Beast Pirates go to Zoe to find the samurai? Or am I misunderstanding? That is also a good point. Strat Gamer, that is a fantastic point. Because if they, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good point. Because Jack was out there looking for Rizo, which means that they must have known that Rizo was still alive and escaped. So that means that they couldn't have faked their death, and those graves could not have been placed there by Kaido and them or unless it was placed there by Orochi to make everyone think that these guys are dead in order to like lower morale or whatever, and then them knowingly knowing that they're alive sent Kaido sent Jack to go take care of the situation. But then I don't know, bro, because Nekomamushi and Inarashi back in Zou, they also stated that Odin was that this recently just happened a few months ago. But then in this arc, we continue to see that the Kozuki family, that everything started going down after 20 years. So it's safe to assume that Odin was executed 20 years ago, right? Right after Roger died. So I'm taking that into consideration. Oh my god, bro, my brain. It's like, then how does this all connect? Like, how why did it take Jack so long? Why did it take Jack 20 years? In the same way that Nekomamushi, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. See, this is the crazy thing about all this stuff, man, because it doesn't make sense, but it also makes sense. But it's Oda, you know it's gonna make sense. You're just trying to put the puzzle together, man. I don't know anymore, dog. This is crazy. Yeah, it's like everyone thought they were dead, but Kaido found out about Rizo and thus sent Jack. How do you think he found out? Like that's a really good point as well, because it could not only be a simple, you know, fake their deaths, put them on the graves, and then Kaido, you know, secretly goes out and tries to take out all of these other retainers. It could simply be that Kaido's information system goes out to such lengths somebody found out that Rizo was still out there, and when they found out, it was like, what? Gotta go eliminate him immediately. Jack, take care of business. So many different things, man. I'm all for Luffy taking on Jack. Just let the Minks have a front row seat to watch the Pirate King do it. Yo, that's facts, man. I gotta have the whole world. I gotta have the whole world watching Luffy take down Jack, man. Why is everybody downplaying Jack the Drought now? I don't think it's really down. Well, I haven't watched anybody else's video, so I'm not sure what everybody else thinks about this situation. But you guys know me, man. I hype up the king, bro. This is my dude. That's my boy right there, man. And of course, because I am one of those people that expects some way, somehow, for Luffy to take down Kaido, then the logical thing is that he takes out Jack. It's not going to be easy, but I do definitely expect him to take him out. In terms of the downplay, I'm not sure, because, hey, man, I say a lot of stuff jokingly. Maybe people take me seriously. Like I say, I remember the Strike Crew can take on anybody. But, you know, and there's a half serious to that joking, but I would never downplay Jack, man. That's my dude. Exactly. See, I'm with Noman Ahmed here. He's saying it's not downplaying Jack as much as hyping Luffy. I'm completely 100% on that. 100% in agreement on that. Let me see. This cliffhanger reminds me of the cliffhanger when Katakuri stabbed Luffy. That was a pretty interesting cliffhanger OVE. That was some crazy stuff right there. Jack's going to pull up when the Alliance has gone to the Odin Castle ruins. One of the two things will happen. Number one, they face off next to the graves on some berserk stuff. Number two, they have to escape. Let me read that one more time. Jack's going to pull up when the Alliance has gone to the Odin Castle ruins. And one of the things will happen, will they face off next to the graves on some berserk stuff? Or number two, they have to escape. I don't think Luffy escapes after seeing Jack, bro. I think from this point on, after that declaration that Luffy made to Tama, because listen, man, what was it? I believe Law was the one that told Luffy, like, this is rebellion against the Wano country, and Luffy doesn't give a flying flag, Nard. So I think at this point, Luffy's goal here is set. Like he's gonna do his best to get all these people food. In order to do that, he needs to stop the individuals that are oppressing them. So he's gonna need to start off with Jack. He's gonna need to start off with Jack, bro. So I think he'll face off with them for sure. Now whether or not Law and Zoro also join in on that entire matchup is as yet to be seen, because I'm pretty sure that Hawkins or somebody else from Jack's underlings is going to, or maybe even another Calamity or another one of Kaido's men might also join in. That's the interesting thing about Wano, is that there's so many people here that anybody could show up. So I definitely do expect us to have some sort of battle going on there. I'm not sure if it'll be a 1v1 between Luffy and Jack, but they're in on the graves. But I definitely do agree with you that whenever they get to the graves, more than likely they will meet up with whether it's Jack or somebody else. But it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how Oda decides to play all this out, bro. Because after they reach Odin's castle, Luffy finds out about this unbelievable truth. Where is it going to take them from there? And I find it very fascinating as well, especially after rereading Alabasta. I want to know what Oda has planned for how he's going to reintroduce the rest of the Straw Hats. Because there has to be some sort of reason why he hasn't shown what happened to, or we know what happened, like in terms of like they're not dead, with Sanji and Nami and Chopper, Brook, and Carrot. Like we know they're alive somewhere. But it's very interesting to me that Luffy, or that Oda, who loves to go around from thing to thing to thing to thing, is not showing anything. He's really making us take this from Luffy and Zoro's perspective, and showing their adventure and their journey through Wano. And eventually we're gonna get the other Straw Hats once more. But I just want to see how all that intertwines, man. It's gonna be fascinating to see. Flag Nards. I hit the wrong button. Don Island says, Sup Recon, how old and torn the gravestones look. Had me a little shook. Then made me think of what Momo said about Roger. Yeah, bro. That's another interesting thing as well, as the fact that the old graves, or the graves, do look like they've been there for a long time. The graves do look like they've aged quite some time. It doesn't look like they've been there for only a couple of months, man. The graves look like they've been there for a good minute. You know what I'm saying? So that's also a very good point right there, Don Island. Let me see. Yo, finally, Law and Luffy meet some voice entry info finna be dropped. You think so, Raymar Football? Hey, I'm expecting heavy, huge voice entry information in Wano for sure. Not sure if it's going to be here in the next couple of chapters, but no question by the end of this arc, either whether it's through the story itself, whether it's Robin finding out some stuff, but for sure, because of the Kozuki clan's involvement in this arc and them being the people who created the poneglyphs, we're most certainly going to be closer to finding out what the Void Century is, or more about the Void Century than we've ever been before after this arc, man, without question. And I do think Oda is going to end up intertwining the Void Century within this plot. Not saying he's going to reveal the Void Century in this plot, but definitely we're going to be getting a lot more than we already know. Because if he didn't reveal anything during the 5 chapters we saw of Reverie, ooh, we are for sure getting some stuff here in Wano, man. I can tell you that. Even though there was a little bit of a hint with the Gorosei saying about the Great Cleansing, which more than likely is something that already happened. But let me see. This chapter feels like Samurai Jack. Yo, I didn't even think about the comparison, bro. I didn't even think about the comparison. Jack going straight through time, man, and finding Aku. Yo, that's facts. That's hard facts, man. I didn't even think about that. Aku. Let me see. Vladimir says, I just watched Gear 5 channel talking about the moment Momo accidentally said he met Roger somehow when he was a kid, and that. Yeah, I know, man. I know. That was the very first thing that I thought of yesterday at the end of the video. That's why I went back to volume 82 and started looking back, and of course I found out all that. I was remembering all that other information as well. But that moment is something we've always speculated on, that it makes absolutely no sense when it comes to when Momonosuke said that. And also, not only take this into consideration, guys. Not only is it that Momo met Roger, but also that apparently you remember that one panel whenever Momo was talking about Inarashi and Nekomamushi and how these guys used to be such great friends. How in the flying flagnars would he know such a thing? If he's truly 8 years old and Nekomamushi and Inarashi were pals on Roger's ship, and you saw how passionate that Momonosuke got in that moment. I can bring that panel up for you right now, guys. How passionate he got about that entire situation. Look at this. Let me bring it up right here. Because like he would not let that thing down, bro. Yeah, I don't encuentro, man. This happened to me yesterday, bro. I was getting so mad because I was sitting here trying to find. Here it is. Here it is. He's like, verbatim, right here in the manga. Cat Viper Dogstorm, stop this fighting. This was right before the whole or like during you know where this was, man. Chapter 817. You were such close friends before. Why would you fight to the death like that? I forbid you to fight again, especially if what happened to father is the cause. If father saw you acting like this, he'd be very, very sad. And it's like, he's so passionate about it, bro. That's what gets to me about this entire situation, man. Like the tears coming out of his eyes, bro. They were such close friends before, man. To Kozuki Oden, the great daimyo of Curry in the land of Wano, man. Kozuki Momonosuke, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Oda throughout that Zoarc was just juke. Good lord, man. Gotta have an MGS segment with infiltrating the castle. That'd be so awesome. Just having them on some solid snake stuff, man. Just slowly but surely infiltrating, like how they did in Film Gold. You guys remember on Film Gold? They went on a stealth mission. Of course, the only person who didn't respect that stealth mission is Luffy, as always. But everyone else is going on a stealth mission through those things. Let me see. I join up and the first thing I hear is Aku. Guess we're really discussing the greatness thing. Yeah, I already know the Money March, bro. You already know, man. Let me see. Yo, Swoosher says, yo, thanks for streaming right now. I can listen to this while I cut the grass. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. I almost never get to do streams this early. Just that I go into work at night today. So I decided, man, let me go ahead and stream for a little bit before I go in, talk about the awesome sauce. Because normally, man, I wouldn't be able to. I'd have to wait till nighttime to discuss something like this. But oh, Ronin Midori brings up the octopus. He says the octopus is shooting Maru. Bro, we gotta talk about this octopus, man. We gotta talk about this octopus, bro. The octopus was stressing Luffy and crew and Co hard. And this is One Piece, man. This is One Piece. There's gotta be something more with that octopus, man. There's gotta be something more to do with how that octopus once again, bro. Like after reading that whirlpool theory, it really had me shook because they also brought up the octopus. You know, the octopus was dead set on having Luffy go through that whirlpool, bro. He was dead set on having Luffy go through quite possibly the same whirlpool that Ace went through, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. Yes, exactly, Straw Hat Gamer. What happened to the octopus? Bro, you know what, man? The octopus is Im-sama, bro. The octopus is Im, bro. Let me see. Edward says Luffy and the others are in a different world right now. That's interesting because what's her face? Flipping flag nuts. Kiku was also saying, and I know that it was. I took it as more of a metaphor thing at the time. Whenever she was talking about them being in different worlds. Uh, you know. Oh, yo, and that's another thing too, bro. Remember whenever it was stated that Kiku just got there a month ago? This whole lost in time thing is factual, bro. What? I don't know, man. This is madness, dog. I don't know. Let me see. He called. He called go. Yo, a lad said if the octopus is shooting Maru, he's here for it, bro. Yo, if the octopus shoots Maru, it's over, man. It's over, bro. Yeah, I'm on the night shift, man. On the night shift. Even though I go in the afternoon, I get out at night. Let me see. My boy Recon is shining. It's the greatness of One Piece, bro. The thing about the time travel theories is that I haven't heard a take on it yet that actually makes sense. It's interesting because if you would have told me a while back this whole time travel thing, man, I would say there's no way something like that's happening in One Piece. But I cannot deny the possibility of it at this point in time. I would say to go watch that Marco the Theorist video and see what you think about it. If you have watched it, then for sure. But that video was just very, very fascinating to me. Especially the open the borders of the Wano country thing, because that could very well be implied that not only is it opening the borders so that people could freely go into Wano and get out of Wano, but it could also have like a much deeper meaning alongside that, man. That's the thing that got me, Doug. Let me see. The octopus is a calamity. The octopus is the ancient weapon Uranus. Hey, man, that's a shoot, bro. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody said the octopus is the One Piece, man. At this point in time, whatever, dog. Octopus is the ancient weapon Uranus, bro. The octopus is Kaido's true form, yo. The octopus is the Shogun. Let me see. I can't believe Oda didn't take a break this week. Straw Gamer. I was listening to my boy Laz, my shout out to Laz, and he said that next week is the final chapter of the volume. So if that's the case, we know Oda likes ending his volumes, bro. Are you telling me that this man didn't want to end the volume on this? Then what in the flying flagnards does he have in store for next chapter, bro? That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying, bro. Let me see. Before Odin died, he sent Momo, Kinemon, Raizo 20 years in the future on some Reborn stuff. If you guys ever watched Hitman Reborn, bro, the bazooka, the 10-year bazooka, man, they got shot with that. Tama's dongle abilities, Uranus confirmed. Shrek Savage says, I was saying on Brago's chat last night that this has something to do with the voice of all things. Yo, Shrek, I haven't seen that at all. That is fascinating. This having some sort of connection to the voice of all things, which of course is going to connect back to Moronosuke, which of course connects back to Roger and Luffy. This whole voice of all things thing is something that I've always been very, very fascinated in. Having some sort of connection to that. Oda's insane, man. Thing is crazy, bro. Maybe Odin has the time for the people thought that Shanks had. Yo, that's a shoot. People thought Shanks was stopping time, and so did Pirate Warriors. Or what was it Pirate Warriors? Or I think it was, no, it was, I think it was either Pirate Warriors or the Unlimited World Red. One of those. Was it Unlimited World Red? It was one that came off PS3. I remember. I don't remember which game it was, but they put Shanks to have a time stopping ability. Which I was like, what in the flying flagnards? Momonosuke said that he saw Goldie Roger back in Zoe. No one thought much about it, but seeing the Grace Momonosuke being dead is weird to me. I feel like this one. Oh yeah, absolutely. There is definitely some sort of connection there, for sure. Shafiq Rosman says Ghost Story next week. Yo, man, the tales of Odin, or the tales of going into Odin Castle, or the Odin Castle remains, and getting from the grave, and having a story being told there, man. I wouldn't mind a flashback, bro. I really wouldn't, man. But I feel like it's too early. If the arc is going to be really long, I feel like it's no. You know what? It might not be too early, because I remember we got a little glimpse of what actually happened in Dressrosa pretty early on in that arc. We're entering the first volume, man. We're not even done with the first volume of Wano, bro. Like what? For sure, man. But I do agree with that. Oh, really, Spollywood? Well, yeah, well, but sometimes it goes like the norm gauges between 9, 10, and 11 chapters. So if Oda wants to make it a little bit beefier of a volume, man, it could be. Oh, he could end it on chapter 920 or 921, for sure. Agreed with that, Yak Attack. Yak Attack says it's time. It's hard for time theories in general to not have inconsistencies and other problems. In my opinion, I'm curious to see how Oda would handle time elements if that's what's happening. That's exactly what I'm fascinated about as well. Yak Attack is because time in general always has some sort of inconsistency in every series that I've ever watched or read. It doesn't matter if it's anime, manga, or not. It's really hard to really grasp that entire concept, and it's hard to nail. But I would be interested in seeing Oda's take on it, and that's why I'm not dismissing the idea. The only thing that bugs me about this theory is that the only ones who appear out of time are the samurai we've already met. Everything else we've seen here hasn't really felt off. That is also a very good idea, or a very good point. Zone says Odin got Lambo's bazooka, bro. That's a shoot. Has Recon seen the cover page for chapter 692? It has hints of time travel. Let me go back to chapter 692. That was in Punk Hazard, volume. No, I think this volume ends on 690. Yeah, 692. That's volume 70. All right, chapter 692's cover. Let me see. Assassins from Dressrosa, and it shows a clock. Interesting. La temps qui passe nos. What does that mean? La temps qui passe nos indifere. I don't know. Somebody could translate that for me. I'm not sure. Let me see. Let me see. Flipping flagnards. I hope if we get an explanation for anything in here in this arc, it's the voice of all things. That's definitely something that I cannot wait to see. King Recon, will you drop your pants when the last chapter gets released somewhere? I'll probably be too depressed when the final chapter of One Piece ends, man, or the final chapter of One Piece comes out. I don't even want to think about that, man. I was actually I had actually a little bit of a. I was thinking about it while I was working the other day. I was like, man, One Piece has been this thing that I've been doing as a side thing along from my job and from school or whatever for the past however many years. And when it ends, man, it's just gonna feel so weird. Like it already felt weird when my other series that I review on a regular basis is done, but I've been with One Piece for so long, and it's taken up so much of what I do in my time off that it's gonna. I don't want to think about it, man. I don't want to think about it, bro. Like it's more than just a hobby, man. At this point, Vegapunk with a time traveling machine about to shake the community. But Vegapunk, I didn't even think about that, bro. That's a good point. That is a shoot, Silva. That is a shoot. I enjoy watching you One Piece greatness. I appreciate that, Timmy Smith. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. It's always nice talking about the One Piece greatness, yeah. Let me see. Edward says, I was wondering about the borders of Wano. I don't think it refers to the waterfall, but rather the borders between the rich and the poor. Luffy's already on that goal now. Ah, but Edward, it could not only mean the borders between the rich and the poor, it could also mean the borders as in with the country's relations with other countries as well, and willingly wanting to go out and have anybody being able to come into this country, to be able to stop whatever it is that is going. But I like that idea, stopping it, like it being more of a sort of a physical thing, something that Oda can act or Luffy can actually stop. So he would not only stop it within the country itself, but also open the borders outside of the country. That would definitely be very One Piece like. After Jack's defeat, we will cut to the Reverie. I imagine the narrator saying something like this was the first important battle of Wano, but that was something unbelievable was about to happen in the Reverie. You see, that's very fascinating about this whole Reverie and Wano thing is that Oda can do that. He really can. Like in the middle of Wano, he could straight up just say, "Meanwhile, in Reverie," and then because I don't know what Oda has planned for the final clash, for the final big bang of Wano. If he's saying this thing's going to be as epic, like the editors, and I know the editors are just gassing it up, but I really do believe that Wano is going to be an extremely epic arc. And I don't know what he has planned for this entire thing. Of course, Oda's had this in his mind for a long time, so I'm expecting a lot of great things. But if Oda does, switch back to Reverie for a little bit, and stuff is going down that connects also to what is going in Wano, and all of that, we get one massive clash at the end at the end of Wano. I could definitely see it happening, but for right now, I think that Oda is going to continue to focus on Wano, but I'm not going to dismiss that for sure. If he cuts back to Reverie, that means that Reverie is not only going to be a post Wano thing where it's leading into, because whenever while reading Reverie, obviously has a lot of stuff towards end of series One Piece that we should be looking forward to, or stuff like Oda gave us Reverie to say this is stuff you should look forward to after Wano, Rocks, the Hat, Shanks and the Gorosei, and Im. But at the same time, he was introducing the whole Kaido and Big Mom situation, man. So there's elements that are intertwining within the Wano arc itself. So, and then of course there's Green Bull and Fujitora and the boss from the Chichibukai system. So if he were to decide to just say screw it and have them both intertwined, going back and forth, I would love to see how Oda could play around with that, because he has not done something like that since Impel Down Marineford, where in the middle of Impel Down, he kept cutting between Marineford and Impel Down, or not, I would say 75% of the way into Impel Down, he started cutting between Marineford and Impel Down, which is something I never saw Oda do before. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Wano flashbacks are going to be better than Nolan and Fisher Tigers, mark my words. I could say that is probably going to be a hard shoot. I love those two flashbacks from the bottom of my heart, man. Nolan and Kagura arguably is my favorite in the series. It's up there for sure. And the Fisher Tigers is phenomenal as well. But the Wano flashbacks have, because the thing about the Wano flashbacks, and I always say the reason why I love Robin's flashback in particular, because a lot of the other flashbacks work so well as single stories that mean so much. But the thing that makes Robin's flashback stand out to me has always been the significance that it has to the overall story of One Piece. With Clover, with the Void Century, with the name of that kingdom. There's a lot more to that flashback than just being a sad story. And I'm expecting the Wano arc to have something similar to that. So we'll see what happens. I feel like the Odin flashback will be around the same time frame as how Skypiea did with Kagura and Nolan's flashback. I agree 100%. I think Odin's flashback will happen back when Momo is back on Wano. That's a very good point. That's that. Oh, okay, Laz, I got you. I thought you mean like the same time frame in general. Like we're gonna get one back to 400 years ago. I'd be like, yo, that would be flipping awesome. But what you're saying is the placement of the flashback itself is going to be after so like whenever Luffy's running up with the bell going up the beanstalk, and then we get Nolan Kagawa's flashback, and everything just it hits 10 times harder when Luffy finally hits the Ogun rifle. So I can see that. That is also something else that he could do as well. Just like back in Drum Island, whenever right before he was about to punch Wapple, we got Chopper's flashback. Oda definitely does like to have certain flashbacks hit, so that way the defeat it means so much more afterwards. Um, so if we do get the flashback, I mean, I do think we're gonna get multiple flashbacks in this arc. Maybe the main one will be probably towards the end, but I do think we're gonna get multiple flashbacks from multiple different perspectives. I expect a Kiku and Shutenmaru flashback most certainly because I think those two characters are intertwined. So I expect a flashback between those two. I expect a flashback back to whenever Odin was executed and how all that stuff was going down. Of course, it's probably the main flashback. But I also expect a flashback back to when the Kozuki family originally made them pornoglyphs, dog. I'm not letting that go, man. I'm not letting that go. I really do think we will be getting our very first look at 800 years ago, man. I really do think so, bro. At the very least, if not even a full flashback, a couple panels. Couple panels, man. So let's see. Um, what about Gecko Moria giving life into Momo's Kinemon's and inside of his body? It'll be a way for Moria to revenge his crew that got killed by Kaido. Also, the reason Momo saw Rogers instead bodies won't age. That is a fascinating theory. I can't dismiss it for right now. I'll say that I don't think so, but by damn, I forgot about Moria too. Well, not forgot, but Moria's whole thing within this arc as well, because Moria's got to be involved too, man. That is also very fascinating with Moria. Moria giving life to Momo, Kinemon, and Setter's bodies could be a way for Moria to revenge his crew got killed by Kaido. Wait a minute, no, but yo, if Moria got pwned by Kaido at around the same time that Kinemon and Momonosuke and Kanjuro were trying to escape, there could be a connection there. I'm not dismissing it. I'm not dismissing it, bro. I really want to see an Oda twist in the Ghost of this arc with the Cloboterman. So yeah, that is a good point, Timmy Smith. The Cloboterman was definitely a thing. I do want Moria to be in Wano. We have to find out more exactly what Kaido did to him. I agree, 100%. Striker says, "Yo, what's Blackbeard been up to, man? You know that's my guy, bro." That's the one character that I can't wait to see again, man. And I just wonder why it is that Oda has been teasing him and teasing him. It's not showing us his design, bro. And I most certainly expect Blackbeard to show up here. And if he doesn't show up in Wano itself, I expect Blackbeard to have some sort of huge presence post Wano, like imminent. So, because this arc's gonna have a lot of crazy stuff in it already, but I need some Blackbeard, man. I need some Blackbeard. I really, really do, bro. It's been too long. It's been too long. We can read the text in the clock. The text in the clock? You're talking about the color page, right? Machine that can track. Let me pull this up digitally. Machine that can travel. Okay. Okay. All right. And it was in Punk Hazard 2, which is when we got introduced to them. Okay. All right. I'll bite for a little bit. I'll bite for a little bit. Let me see. The whirlpool is Oda's version of a hot tub time machine. Might just be, yo. Might just be. Let me see. Hmm. Moria will return buff and slim. He'll summon Obi to destroy. He'll summon Obi to destroy the whole ninja age, bro. The whole village, dog. Let me see. Yo, Shrek Savage. Now to bring up the whole Luffy territory thing. I think this chapter definitely did, um, uh, you know, like kind of. It was. I'm not gonna say it was a subtle thing, but I think it's safe to say that after this arc, that Wano could most certainly end up becoming Luffy's territory, which would be fascinating. That would be very, very interesting, and I would love it. I'm all board on that, Coach. All the history here on this arc, man, and what it's meant to them. If Luffy, well, no, not if, when Luffy ends up doing what he's gonna do, I can most certainly see this being Luffy's first true territory. Even though he's had a lot of other territories that follow him, a lot of other kings and queens that are going to follow him till the end of time. He hasn't really declared any place as his sure territory, right? But I think Wano could be his, man. Wano could be his, for sure. And like I said before, like Alabasta, the Drum Kingdom, um, flipping, going all the way back to like Water 7, Dressrosa. There's a lot of places Straw Hats have been that technically can be considered like a place that would come to help them whenever it's something. Fishman Island, that's another one. But I think territory wise, man, imagine the Straw Hat flag on Wano. Anybody come, because he already said it, bro. Or in this chapter, he said anybody who even tries to say something, you tell them me. You tell them it was my name. Tell them my name if anybody has a problem with it, Coach. So that would be incredible. Because of the history with Wano, like Wano has never. They don't even, like I said, their borders aren't even open. It's hard enough to get in there as it is. The world government doesn't even like messing with them. It'll be their first time ever, aside from Roger, because Roger, of course, had Odin on his crew. But even then, people were kind of like didn't really rock with that from what I could gather in back whenever they were talking about it in Zoe. So having Luffy, take this as his territory and people respect him, bro, as the king. Ooh, that'd be so awesome, man. The Marines will crap their pants if they find out Wano is now answering to the Straw Hats. No question. No question, bro. Moria knows some important stuff. I bet my OP volumes on it. That must be why Imu wanted him dead. Yo, that's a fact. That's a fact. On order is even higher than him, bro. That's a shoot. Great comment, Yak Attack. Great comment. Yeah, I'm gonna mark out when we see Blackbeard's full beard. Yeah, no question. That's full mark out season for me, man. Full mark out season for me. Blackbeard is pulling up with an eye patch. That would be awesome. And I think it will be. I think it'll be like an eye patch. You'll have the little things going down his beard. He's going to have he's gonna have a sick design. Because I'm imagining that Denon Mushi that we saw, but just as Blackbeard. But it would be cool if he had an eye patch. It would be sick because he just imagine Blackbeard with a parrot on some classic and a peg leg. Blackbeard with an eye patch, a parrot, and a peg leg. Let me see. All this OP theory talk has me wanting to make a tinfoil hat. I'm telling you, man, we might have to, Coach. We might have to, bro. Recon, notice how Frankie is doing 910 with the numbers in that cover, and the chapter 910 is the one that Luffy enters Wano. What the flagnards? Relax. Is he really? The only numbers that are being messed around with that entire cover. Just happens to be the same chapter where they enter the whirlpool, which people think is a portal on some Danny Phantom stuff, bro. At some point, at some point, what am I supposed to do, bro? Just say it's a coincidence again? Man, I don't even know anymore, coach. I don't even know it. No, dog. This is madness. Good God. Um, Imagine Blackbeard returning shaved clean. It'd be an imposter. It would be an imposter, bro. Let me see. Lost an eye and a leg. His fight with Dragon and lost. Yo, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Like through his fight with Dragon, he lost an eye and a leg, came back with the eye patch and the peg leg. Speaking of Dragon, I was having this conversation with my cousin because I told him, One Piece has a lot of stuff that could get me like really, 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 really hyped, of course. But I was just thinking back to the whole the empty throne situation, and out of all the stuff we saw in Reverie, we never got to see Dragon in there, bro. Like where he was in the Reverie, man. So, yo, it's crazy, right? Because Wano's already gonna be godly enough as it is. Post Wano, man. Oh, the setup to the end of the series, bro. Because right now, bro, if we're looking at this from a wrestling standpoint, Wano is the Royal Rumble. Wano is the setup to WrestleMania. This is the road to WrestleMania, bro. This is the road to Raftel, bro. This starts the road to WrestleMania, bro. So look at it from that sense, man. Everything from here to the end is gonna be straight fire, bro. It's gonna be booked godly. Mr. X reacts, bro. What's good, man? Long shot, but what if to get into Wano you need to split your soul? So there are two versions of you. One version of Luffy is about to destroy Fisherman Island, while the other one saves Wano. On some Danny Phantom stuff, bro. Wait. I gotta read this again. But what if to get into Wano you need to split your soul? So there are about two versions of you. One version of Luffy is about to destroy Fisherman Island, while the other saves Wano. I can't dismiss it. I can't dismiss it. That's very, very fast. I've never heard that, Mr. X, bro. Thank you for that comment, dog. That's wild, bro. That's wild, dog. Good no, good God, bro. Let me see. Yeah, that's me right now. Gohan angered. My mind is in flames. See, this is why I love doing live streams. Because I've been nonstop, and last night like I said I was really busy, so I wasn't able to come on here and do this. But I really want to do this last night. And this morning I was just theory reading, and even here on stream, see, this is because every person has a different brain, every person has a different mind, every person can speculate and think about something differently. So you guys are presenting stuff I haven't seen yet, man, and that's why I love this community, bro. That's why I love the weekly One Piece experience, man, because we could talk about stuff like this, bro, and just speculate, think about what's gonna happen. There's no break next week, so I'm good in the hood, man. Let me see. That's right. Road to Raftel, baby. Raftel gang gang, bro. Raftel gang gang. Bro, Luffy is gonna pin Blackbeard clean, coach. Clean. Let me see. Timmy Smith says, what is gonna happen in 944? Why specifically do you say 944? Is there a correlation to 944? 944. That's an interesting number. Imagine if One Piece ends and we never see Dragon again. We don't find out about the White Century, and Oda just says, "Peace out, folks. No answers for you lot." There's definitely gonna be some fighting. There's gonna be some fighting, man. Full faith in Oda, yo. Full faith in Oda. If we never see Dragon again, that would be on some Bleach, never seeing Ishin at the end of the series kind of stuff, man. Which I'm still highly upset about. Let me see. Everyone's brains be bursting in flames with all these theories. So funny that we all have so many ideas and none of us are going to be right. Yeah, Philly T, that's the greatest part, bro. Because this man, Oda, for as long as I've been here in the community, I have seen theories on theories on theories on theories. And the man just shatters ankles, dog. Like, sometimes it really does make me think that either him or his editors go online, watch theories, they laugh, and then they present something better. Because it's just incredible to me. And I know that Oda stated one time that the way that he's able to come up with original ideas is by starving himself and having no sleep. Because only there can he create something truly original. Which, by the way, is something that, to me, I have so much respect for. So much respect for, man. I'm like, good God, this man is legit doing all of this just to give us something godly, man. Tell the best possible story he can tell. And within doing all of that, he's doing or creating some stuff that nobody's ever theorized. You know how many theories are out there for One Piece, man? Do you know how many theories by itself that I've seen on the hat and on Emu? And I'm pretty sure that none of them are gonna be factual. Like, he's a madman, bro. You know how much we speculated about Reverie? You guys were here. We have been talking in the community about Reverie for a long, long time. You know how many videos that I've seen? And nobody, and no one in their right mind stated that there would be a giant straw hat, the Im-sama, and the Shanks of the Gorosei, bro. And even in the midst of all that, the Meal Scarred coming back in the Lexomor being the one celestial dragon to go in the Lexomor, bro. I never heard any of these things being brought up, man. Listen. I don't watch and read theories as much as I used to. I barely like for stuff like this. I always do, but I'm barely able to do that nowadays. But by God, man, I'm still in the community and I still see a lot of stuff. So if somebody called it, I wasn't there, coach. I don't know about it, but by God, man, there's a lot of brains here, and this man Oda can just continues to just say, bah, breaks ankles. I'm still interested in the whole 944 thing, bro. Oh yeah, the Zoro gravestone color spread. Or is that the 944 thing? Chapter 784. The Gear 4th chapter? 79. Not 786. Volume 78. Chapter 784, right? 783. 784. You know, Oda's sick in the head, man. Because it just happens to be that in this 944 thing, we see zombies. We were talking about Gecko Moria. We've been talking about how Kinemon and Kanjuro and them are possibly ghosts or traveling through time, man. And there we have zombies in the color page in the graveyard with the Straw Hats, man. Whatever, coach. Holy flag, Darth. Whatever, yo. The color spread where Zoro is sitting on the gravestone with December 2018, 944 covered into the gravestone, something like that. 944, something will happen like an Oro Jackson form for my post Zoro's death. My name is Zara, something I posted that 33 years ago. Interesting. I haven't been Oro Jackson in years, man. Something else I gotta go to. Yo, X is insane, man. X is insane. Let me see. Yo, Spollywood, man. I'm like I said, I'm not letting go of those 3 chapters. And the whole Shanks being in Reverie, bro, talking with the Gorosei, it still doesn't leave my mind. That image is something that just will not leave my mind. I think about it all the time. That and the final chapters of the final pages of 908, 906. I'm telling you, it lingers in there, man. I can't get rid of it. I feel like Imu is going to be a spandom type of character, to be honest. That's interesting, two marks. That's interesting. Because with whole M-Sama thing, like the popular thing right now is that Imu confirmed final villain, right, and whatnot. But flipping M-Sama, man. Flipping M-Sama, dog. Luffy came in the middle of unveiling Gear 5th on Kaido, and people will still be asking, what was Shanks doing at the Reverie? That's a shoot! That's a shoot, man. And you know what? That's a great point that you brought that up, because I'm telling you, it's gonna come up eventually, man. It's gonna come up eventually, because I think about it all the time. Like even when the most insane of things is gonna be happening in Wano, I'm still gonna be asking the question: what was Shanks doing in the Reverie? Who is Im-sama? Why was he holding a poster of Vivi? And why are the posters of Blackbeard, Shirahoshi, and Luffy caught up? What is the giant straw hat? Who wore the giant straw hat? Why do they care about the giant straw? You know, come on, coach. I just want to see the scene of Shanks jumping to Marta, because that is definitely how he got there. Jumping. Bro, hit the fast travel thing. He was there in an instant, dog. He was there in an instant. I say Big Mom and Kaido take each other out, and Luffy and Law get blamed for it. Nah, man. Luffy's gonna take out Kaido, bro. In order for the plot to move forward, in order for Luffy to be an emperor that everyone can come to respect, the name Luffy taking out Kaido, bro. I just feel like after all the setup with Kaido throughout the entire New World, I would not be satisfied if unless, I mean, Oda can always write it in a great way, but I want Luffy to be Kaido. I really, really do. And I'm not saying that it'll happen, like soon or whatever, but when Kaido gets taken down, I need Luffy to do it. I need Luffy to be the one to take him out of that seat. Keep Fall just got me thinking, what if Zoro, Shanks, brother, siblings, the Vispas, all the family members have different colored hair? Zoro goes green, Shanks goes Kevin. Did Foil that intensifies. Oh, man. Yo, Philly T, man, have a good one, bro. Have a good one, my friend. Thank you very much for stopping by. Um, Wano cannot be in a time loop because Ace was able to get in and out 2 years ago. That is also a very good point. That is also a very good point. I don't think Emu has to be physically strong, but I think he'll be a serious character. I'm in a Thriller Bark monster mood right now. I need answers. Oh, the monsters from Thriller Bark. Hey man, yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that do believe that there is a connection between not only the monsters in Thriller Bark to Im Sama, but also with ores and the insignia that you can slightly see where the straw hat is on top of where the straw hat is. Uh, that is all that looks a lot like the one on ores. I'm definitely one of those people that does believe that there's a strong connection there. No question. If Im Sama has been around for generations, it isn't crazy to assume that others have been as well. I agree, Swisher. I agree 100%. Imu is Luffy's mom. This I know. Oh man, yo, Silva, bro. Let me see. Someone Imu forever connected. Imu forever connected to the little bar guns. The world will all be buzzed up about two Yonkos moving. The supernova gonna shock everyone by taking the show. The fifth retainer was Ace betting money on it. Yo, I didn't even see this pop up, man. You see, this is the thing about streaming on the computer. Like on my phone, it lets me know when somebody donates, but it doesn't let me know on the computer, man. So I apologize if I missed somebody else's on here, but I see this one right here. Shout out to Ronan Midori. He says, Hunter Hunter is out. I'm leaving. Yeah, I still got to read that chapter, man. The reason why I haven't read it yet is because I've just been still stuck on this One Piece chapter. I just said, man, screw it, man. I'm gonna give my free time to One Piece today, and I'll read Hunter Hunter whenever I can, dog. I can't stop, bro. I can't stop, dog. Let me see. I just don't see a way of him beating Kaido when we can. Oh, okay. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, but I do believe uh, that is just the way that we feel right now. Like I'd say to give it a little more time because I really do believe that Luffy will be the one to end up taking Kaido. It really does feel like they're invincible at this point in time, and that just shows that Oda is doing a really good job as a story writer to make it feel like it's impossible to take these guys out. Because it just shows how much he's been building up throughout the entire series. But so that whenever Luffy actually ends up doing it, it'll be huge. It'll be a huge step forward for Luffy, and we'll be able to know like, yo, this man, like now we know he's on the level, no question. So I still believe that he's the top babyface. We're gonna just realize that if you subtract 1524, current One Piece year, minus 944, you get 580, which is around the time when the ancient kingdom reigned supreme. You know, Laz, man, at some point, bro, we just gotta relax, man. We just gotta relax, bro. We just gotta relax. Relax. 1524 minus 944, you get 580, which is around the time when the ancient kingdom reigned supreme. Goodness gracious, bro. Yo, I really can't wait for 944 now, man. I really can't wait for 944 to come out now. Let me see. I'm telling you, bro, Laz is on fire, dog. Remember that panel from Punk Hazard where Law said to Robin that the world government had been trying to create giants, and we've seen an image of ores in the background. That's got to come back someday, maybe in Wano. Great point, X. Great point, man. There's most certainly a reason for that, and maybe even an Elbaf. We'll be getting more of an insight into that as well, because we know, Big Mom was set on if she would have had the giants under her, she would have become Pirate King. And I don't think that's just a sort of like that. It wasn't just a statement for being cocky. That's something that you were sure of, which means that the world government, one of the things they fear the most, or what everybody feared back in the day, were these giants. And of course, the world government wanted to have their own because they couldn't control the actual giants. So we'll see what happens there, man. Well, we will definitely see what happens there. And knowing Oda, there's of course some sort of deeper story to that entire thing, but I definitely do expect it to come back. But it would be interesting if it were to come back in Wano, because we know how Oris Jr. had a connection to Wano as well. So Let me see. The giant stuff is probably just a power play to gain a high level of power of having all giant soldiers for control. Final fight, Blackbeard gigantified versus Blackbeard gigantified, bro. You know, I've been seeing that a lot. That on a serious note, that people believe that Luffy at some point in time, like his whole Gear Third, where each one of his limbs becomes bigger, that at one point in time he will actually be like huge, like a giant version of Luffy. Like if Gear Third was in all over his body, not just in one limb, his entire body extremely giant. Does anybody else get a tear in their eye when Tama compares Luffy to Ace? I most certainly do, yo. That junk destroyed me, man. Destroyed me, bro. If Morgan controls the papers, he knows Luffy's going to want. He's going to bring all types of den snails. That is probably a shoot. But Morgan's is busy right now with Reverie because he knows there's a lot of big news up there as well. Everyone is trying to make their own army, world government and pacifists, Big Mom and the Giants, Kaido and the Zoans, Luffy and the Grand Fleet. That's a fact. World government of the pacifists is Big Mom and the Giants, Kaido and the Zoans, and Luffy and the Grand Fleet. That's a shoot. And Bellamy's getting them flags ready, as he should. As he should, yo. Yo, actually, let me flag nurse. I made that right there. Let me see. It's 1:30. I like. I think I have a few more left in me because I want to invite some of my friends in here because I want to hear what they have to say. Let me see. Yeah, for sure. I gotta leave in like 30. So yeah, man, that's great. We're talking about One Piece, yo. We're talking about One Piece, man. Let me see right quick. So I really, really want to talk to some people about this chapter. If I start lagging, guys, I apologize. Let me see. All right. There we go. Okay. Ah, that hurt my head. I'm gonna read some of these comments right here. Does Morgans know about Imu? Do people know about Imu, or is he just a character that just a character nobody knows that is in charge, or is he a public figure that people don't expect anything of? I think that he's a character that nobody knows that is in charge. I truly do believe that he's a character that nobody even knows is alive, aside from a certain group of people. Hence Gorosei, or whatever the case may be, and maybe a couple others. So I think that is where Im-sama plays into that. But it would be very fascinating for Oda to play on the public figure that people don't expect anything of. That's an extremely fascinating idea. Yo, Laz, my boy, bro, you've been killing me, dog.
Bro, let me tell you, man. When I was just like scrolling around, I'm like, oh, let me look up some stuff, man. With that 944, and I saw that, bro. It's scary because when you look at the timeline thing, it's literally at the cusp of when they took over. And I'm thinking, yo, if it's not something to do with Mihawk, it's nothing to do with Zoro, really. 944 is going to reveal, like, you know, what happened. Like,
it could be like this one huge, massive step towards finding out more about the Void Sentry.
Yeah, dude, that's madness. Oh my god.
I thought of Gekomori with the zombies.
Mm-hmm. You know, I expect we're gonna see Morio soon, man. Like it's prime for him to show up in a Kaido arc. It's prime for him to show up.
Flipping flag nards, man. What a chapter, yo. Hey, all right, Hazi, man. Take care at 3:30 a.m., man. Thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Oh, man.
Yo, X, my man.
Hey.
What's good, bro?
Yeah, Luke.
What on, fam?
How y'all doing?
Good, man.
What's up, man? Yeah, man. I saw it on the comments. I was like, bro, I gotta talk to you about this chapter, bro. At least even if it's for a couple minutes because I gotta get going. But I gotta talk to y'all, man.
I appreciate it. That last chapter, one has been setting it all up, and it's just getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's incredible to me because after this last chapter, it really feels like the type of because I went into Wano expecting something entirely different than what I think I'm about to get with this most recent chapter. I feel like Oda is going to go far and beyond what I originally anticipated, because I was originally just anticipating this massive clash between the supernovas and Kaido's people, and of course the samurai and Orochi and whatnot. But I think it might go even further beyond that now, man. With this, I mean, I definitely still expect the clash, but I think there's going to be a lot more to it after this last chapter. I'm curious on hearing both of your personal thoughts on this last panel, though. The last chapter.
It's so tough, bro, because it's like, to me, I assume it's gonna be something to do with yokais, like whatever. Like we see Odin's presence, like a Rickley Kong. I'm still gonna say he's gonna pop up like a ghost, and like how we've been hearing like these, rumors and trends, like, the whole him saying like, it's because the Kozuki clan are evil and yada yada. Again, it's like, it's from the enemy's perspective. They're telling you their side, what they feel is the truth. Odin's gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen. I feel that's what's going to happen. Oda's going to reveal some stuff, and then as soon as he's about to dive into like the meat of things, and as I'm saying this right now, Oda's come after my lighting. Yeah, he jumped my lighting. He scared my lighting. But basically, what happened is that, like, I lost my thought there, but that's spooky. But
it's Im-sama, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You're talking too much, bro. You're talking too much.
But basically, in that sense, is that he's gonna reveal the truth, and I was about to say it, and I said some in discussion, is that Jack, at the meantime, is going to lay waste, because I feel like that would make sense. Is where Luffy already stated in the chapter is that this is not the norm. Like, this is only the beginning of what I'm going to do. Once I help, liberate Wano and everything, right? This, it's going to be the norm every single day, not just for one day. And I feel like Jack reducing back to 0 would motivate Luffy beyond just, him defeating Kaido and that's it. He wants to make sure that these people are good as well. Like, liberating just to take out the big boss is one thing, but if the people aren't safe, if the people aren't happy or content with what's going on, at what point in time do you think, this is it? Like, this is all we can be happy with, So he wants to make sure that it's not just, taking out the evil, but making sure that good is restored back in those lands.
Okay.
It's, for me, Ray, what's interesting is how it's going to all happen, because with Kaido especially, like, what's going to happen once he's defeated? Is the government going to come in trying to hold him down? He's already sunk massive prison ships and all that. So how is that going to go down? I think, like, old theory where, like, Luffy dies and then Law uses his OP me to revive him and whatnot. That was an old theory, but I'm starting to think that we're actually heading towards that.
Like, it actually going, so Law actually, like, giving up his life, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But then that means my boy's going to be immortal, though, by that case scenario. So it's like, it makes you wonder, like, is Luffy going to be one of those relics of like the time and stuff where like everyone, like, that I think would be heartbreaking to me, because it's like all his friends are not going to have that, right? So they're going to eventually pass on to the next life, and he's going to be there watching the world turn like that. Oh man, that actually would hurt my soul. That would hurt. Except him and Brook. Yeah, him and Brook should be able to. Yeah. Oh man, that's gonna hurt. Oh, that's gonna hurt real bad. Luffy's gonna be sitting on his throne, and oh my god, and he has to watch all the descendants of their kid. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's why I'm still a believer that Luffy's gonna die.
I don't want Law dying, period. But it's like, that's a worse suffering, bro. Waiting around and watching the world go while you're alive, I think is far worse than
no question. Which is probably what Im-sama has been going through for the past God knows how long.
Yeah. Like them bringing up the eternal youth thing. I mean, Emo has to have something connected to that. There's no way you bring up something like that and like, you bring Anokata. Like literally, man. Like,
Anokata.
Yeah, bro. Like,
it possibly could be, man.
Oh my god.
I still gotta read that fucking Conan chapter, bro.
Yeah, man. We gotta get the discussion going.
Let me see. It's I saw this one. Oh, right here. My boy Speak. Shout out to Speak, man. He said, have we let go of any thoughts of Momo eating the only fruit made by Vegapunk and not Caesar? What do you guys think of that?
Is that repeat that?
It's have we let go any thoughts of Momo possibly eating the only fruit made by Vegapunk and not Caesar? So like as in like Vegapunk specifically. Yeah, like for example, when it comes to, because Momonosuke ate an artificial dough fruit.
Yeah.
So if let's just play around with the fact that Vegapunk through certain means can have certain things come out through certain devil fruits for certain people. So because the first thing I thought of whenever I saw that idea was, you know how Momonosuke is supposedly like 8 years old, or the case may be.
Yeah.
With the devil fruit that he ate from Vegapunk supposedly could have something to do with that. Could have something to do with, but then again, at the same time, he just recently ate that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it makes me wonder. It's like the time traveling thing is so weird too, because it's like, let's say like in theory, right, that they're supposedly like yokais and that kind of stuff. They're like spirits, essentially. What's going on? It's like, how would a spirit be able to consume a devil fruit? You know, it wouldn't work like Brook. How like Brook, he already ate the fruit, he died, and he had to find a soul. So how in a sense would that work, like a soul consuming a fruit, right? Like I have to say, time travel has to make sense in some shape or form, because like I don't know. After that, it's like, how do you make sense of this? Like,
yeah.
It's the reason why I'm actually not hoping personally that it's not that this arc hasn't got anything to do with time travel, but instead, I don't know, something more metaphysical. That's why I kind of think like split souls, or this being a different dimension rather than time travel. As crazy as that sounds, I
mean, everything at this point sounds crazy, bro. Time travel, dimension portals. I can't wait to see what this man Oda's actually gonna pull out, because I'm pretty sure all of us are wrong. So what is the actual answer to this, man? Like the thing that continues to get me whenever I look back on the graves is how old they look. That's what continues to get me. Is because they look like they've been graves that have been planted there for quite some time. And that's what keeps messing with my head.
Yeah, because I feel like that could be like a decor or something, you know what I mean? Like something to put in place. Because I get the whole thing, they could fake their deaths and stuff.
Yeah.
But then it makes me wonder, it's like, why would two of the retainers' names be blocked out? Like, I assume when I read it the first time, it's Inuarashi and Nakamushi, given the fact that they shed tears when they were talking about Odin and stuff, right? So you figure it'd be there. But then that's where I want to come in and like throw the possibility, right? Because you remember how like Jack went to Zoe because, you know, they knew Raizo was there. How would you know he was there?
Yeah.
And here's my thing. What if there's a traitor among the group, and not essentially with Kinemon and them, but the two retainers that are there that could be actually working? Because it would make sense with the whole overtaking of a government. How would you be able to take over a government that was been ruled for 20 years? All of a sudden, you know, just all this happens. Like there had been someone there that was an inside player for the group, for Odin, that ended up switching over to Orochi, and then that's what led to power shifting afterwards.
Gotcha.
You know, so maybe that's the unbelievable truth that one of his own people messed around with them and then side with Orochi.
I think a long time ago, I can't remember who it was, but somebody made a theory that it was that little monkey on Zoe, Etete, that he was a traitor. I think. I mean, you know, reading Zoe again, just seeing his dialogue, that's the reason why. On first time, obviously, when you're reading, you're still thinking Raizo isn't on there. It all seems so crazy, but then later on, once you actually reread it, it just seems a little odd.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because it's like, to me, it's like, I mean, I'm all for Shitamaru being the octopus. So if that's the case, then, you know, Barati, like himself, the little monkey, I would accept it, honestly. But yeah, I mean, that would be crazy because he had like there was a weird thing about him, and especially since Inuarashi was coming off Inuarashi saying like, you know, there might be, you know, a traitor among the mix and stuff. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
I like my brain is fried right now, bro.
Yeah. And the worst part is this is probably like appetizers. Oda sees like something. This is appetizer. What I got. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Man has a galactic brain.
This is the arc he's been looking forward to the most. So.
Yeah. Aside from the final one, this has been the one that he's been wanting to write the most. So I'm shook, bro. Because I was shook whenever I started reading the arc and it said a great adventure, a grand adventure, not just an adventure, a grand adventure. So,
man.
There are so many possibilities as well, especially with obviously Big Mom coming in as well. Is that just going to be her? Is that going to be her whole family? You know, then you've got the Windsmokes. Are they going to have a role to play? I'm assuming not. But then you also have Dragon, the Marines. Are they all going to show up? Oh, I mean, this arc could either be a massive war or it could just be a massive info dump. And I'm happy for both.
Yeah, either way, I would take it. You know, if it's them just literally a chapter, just like a Togashi essay, I would take it because listen, bro, when are we ever gonna get this again? Like
That's
this
what I'm
kind
saying.
of like,
Especially with the creators of the poneglyphs in this arc, I would
yeah,
love just one chapter of
exactly.
just straight words,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
no panel, just words.
Oh, you know what I was thinking too? Because I saw a lot of people throwing this possibility, like, let's say when they go to the graves, right? There's something there, like let's say like a secret to go into like a secret place or whatever, right? And say for
Ah,
exactly that, you know, again, Kozuki's being the ones who crafted the poneglyphs, that there are certain poneglyphs there that could tell information maybe about the Void Century that they kept hidden away from the world government.
so there's a secret entryway on the
Yeah,
remains.
you can say that, yeah,
Okay,
because they think it
that's
could be
interesting.
people or
Because
whatever. But
because that would go back to the mausoleum, because the mausoleum was hidden from everybody
yeah,
on Alabasta. That's why nobody could ever find it aside from
yep,
the king.
exactly.
So that I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that for
and
sure.
you gotta remember too, the original Pluton is also still around as well. Even though like Robin's the only one knows the location essentially because she read the poneglyph. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we still haven't seen Uranus, but I mean, throw in the mix that we could be running into Pluton soon. Like anything's honestly possible at this point.
No, I agree. Fucking greatness, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still like my brain is so fried trying to process all these theories.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I don't know. But that's a crazy thing too, because when you look at the symbol of that color spread, right? Like Chopper has like the infinity symbol, like he's
Okay.
holding it up. So it's like with time, it's like time is infinite, man. Like and the 910, that's what shook me too, because I didn't notice the 910 thing too. So it's like right when they go into the whirlpool.
And it's ridiculous, right? Because I'm normally for that kind of stuff, I'm always like you know, it's fun to look at, but I wouldn't put any mind to it. But it's that's too much of a coincidence, bro.
You see that? It's like yeah, Oda knows what he's doing, man. He clearly knows what he's doing.
like that's madness to me, and because I know that he didn't expect Dressrosa and Whole Cake to be as long as they were, right? And because he was saying Wano 2017, right? But then whenever you see something like that, you're just like, bro, that's too much of a coincidence, bro. Holy crap!
You know,
I don't know. But one thing is for sure when it comes to the next chapter, I really this is and I hold Oda to this, man. Like there's a lot of times where I want Oda to stay where he is. I want Oda to stay where he is, bro. Because I have a really really strong feeling that he's about to cut away to something else, bro.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you this right now. Like, and this is not just because I have a strong dislike for a certain character, but listen, man, if I see a swirly eyebrow on the first page, that changes from a live reaction to a review. straight up.
I'll be extremely happy to see them, because I've been wanting to see. I've been wanting to know why Oda's been keeping all that hidden from us. But by God, man, this is huge. This is huge, especially after this cliffhanger. I need to find, even though knowing Oda, for God's sake, this is the same man that gave us a dragon back in Town and revealed it like 8 years later who he actually is, right?
Yeah.
So he does this all the time. But
what?
God, you want to say something, X?
What if we switch back to the Reverie though?
I mean,
would that be acceptable?
If we switch back to the Reverie, I'll accept it. I'll accept it, bro. I'll accept it. But there's so much, man, and that's the thing. That's why I can't dismiss the whole switching back to Reverie bit, because if all of that ends up being an integral part of the final clash at Wano, then we're gonna have to switch back eventually. Because the great thing about it is that it's very unpredictable at this point in time, because you can say that, okay, Oda gave us Reverie now, and it's just going to come back to this afterwards, so we have something to look forward to after Wano. But what about if he really does make it all intertwined, like Impel Down to Marineford, and has them go back and forth until the final clash? I don't even know, because I don't know what direction Oda wants to take this arc in, because he's already blown my mind where he's taking everything back to its roots. He's having Luffy and Zoro go around on this adventure on some Impel Down stuff, going from place to place, and now it feels like we're going to be getting some crucial information on the history of Wano, and then where's that going to take us after that? Because assuming that Luffy takes out Jack after this, then what then? What then after that? Because I know they're going to have to reach the capital, but do they go straight to the capital? Will there be another obstacle? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's fascinating.
Because you remember too, we still have the other calamities still we have to interact with. We haven't even seen what a roach even looks like. We don't even know how far Kaido is really from the flower capital, given like the snowy area and stuff. So I mean, Wano's a lot bigger than we assume, honestly, just by like those little factors being thrown in.
Yeah, that is also a huge shoot. Like, could it be like a Water 70's lobby situation? We start the arc in one location, end up in the other.
Yeah,
because Wano's so huge. You're most certainly right. Like, we could go to a whole bunch of different. Maybe that's why Oda's going the Impel Down route, where he goes to Bakura Town for a couple chapters, spreads immediately, goes to this next part because he just has so many places he wants to explore. He's going from place to place to place to place to place, and then eventually, whenever we get to the capital, which is where he wants everything to go down, that's whenever we'll stay there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like it has to go that way because we don't know where Robin is. We don't know, if she's actually successfully managed to get into the Shogun's room.
Chambers,
and like Brook. I mean, the thing is, we all wondered where Law was. We saw him recently, so that's good. But besides that, we don't know what all the other Straws are up to right now. We saw them on the first chapter, and that was it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't expect Zoro to pop up right next to Luffy, and he did. So we really don't know where these guys are.
Yeah, I mean, to his benefit, he doesn't know direction, so he could have been in Raftel. But for all we know, he could ride to Raftel if he wanted to.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's a hard shoot.
Man. You know what's pretty crazy too, looking back as well at the color spreads. I forget what the number one was this, but you remember the one where the Straw Hats are wearing like all like red like suits and stuff, and like in the snow. As that one where like you barely see Sanji's face and stuff. To me, it kind of reminds me that they could actually be like in that color spread, like kind of near, close to wherever the island is where Kaido's at and stuff. Because even like the wintry scenery and stuff, and I could literally see that being like either like a Metal Gear thing where they're on the weights, they're waiting to get in there before like infiltrating Kaido's base and stuff or something like. But yeah,
I would love that, man.
But dude, can you imagine like he calls up Kaido and then when Luffy reaches, he goes like straight up big boss, kept you waiting, huh?
I'd mark out. I'd mark out even harder if it was Sanji though. I'll be honest, because of the Mr. Prince thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if he answered in a similar way that he did back in Alabasta, like this is a restaurant, the crap.
Yeah.
Can I help you, Doc? Especially to Kaido, bro. You know how much would mark out, man.
Yeah,
I'd be more hyped than whenever he went to go challenge Big Mom in 7:30, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, so much to look forward to. Honestly, right now I was just thinking about it. I would not be that. Like I was saying earlier that I would be really pissed off if he switched. I'm thinking about it right now. I don't think I'd be that mad because I really, really want to know why it is that or where. Because assuming this last thing has led us on all these theories about this supposed whirlpool, essentially dimensions or time or whatever the case may be. I'm even more curious on where Sanji and Carrot and Nami and them are at this point in time, because I want to know where it is that it sent them and what's going on with their whole scenario, because that's going to lead us into speculating some more theories on what happened in that end as well. And then of course seeing the rest of the Straw Hats and what they're up to. So I don't think I'd be that mad not think about it. I just still think that Luffy and Zoro, or we're going to be seeing everything through Luffy's eyes, where the adventure of Wano is going to slowly but surely come get unwrapped through it. I think that's why Oda hasn't been cutting back and forth as much as he usually does. He's just been staying in the vicinity where Luffy is. It's like at Luffy, and then we cut back to Law, see what Hawkins is doing, and he's just staying right here where the action is going, instead of cutting around and showing where all the other Straw Hats are. So I think slowly but surely we'll find the other Straw Hats through Luffy, but if he does cut to the other Straw Hats and we see what they're up to, I would not mind. After really giving it some thought, as much as I want to know more about these graves, I would not mind thinking about it for a little while longer, like I do about M and Shanks and the hat and all this stuff. So
okay. I mean, personally, the character I'm hoping for to see most of is Brook, because I feel he has something to do with those graves. I don't know why, but I just feel like maybe he's reached an awakening or something. I don't know. And Brook is the one character I feel like. I mean, that's the case with Brook all the time. Like when he mentioned the Vinsmokes, I was like, "Is there something more?" I think pretty much everyone thought there was more to it, but then it was like, "No, there is nothing more to it."
Yeah. But I don't know. He feels like a character who's just hiding way too much information. I think, honestly, like for the fact that he knew about like the legend of like North Blue, like with the Vinsmokes, and then just like a lot of other things, but behind them and stuff is just like like I don't know. I just feel like there's more to him, especially like knowing like what kingdom he came from. Like he was so hush hush about that. Like normally you wouldn't care if you're with your crew and like a new like start, you wouldn't mind telling people your past. So why hush up about that? know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is there something more than that? It's like, I don't know.
I don't know either, man.
I mean, Wano right now seems like a mix of. Well, I was gonna say Eni's Lobby and Sky Pier. I mean, definitely has a Sky Pier vibe, but I feel like by the end of it, it'll have more of a Eni's Lobby vibe.
Mm.
For me, it feels a lot like the Paramount War Saga. Just all three. It feels like it's Sabaody, Impel Down, and Marineford. Where we haven't reached Marineford yet, but we're getting the like everybody getting back together from Sabaody. The consequences where like punch Celestial Dragon, Admiral's coming punch Jack, or you punch Hold'em, Jack comes, and also the very fast pace going from place to place to place to place that Impel Down had.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me a lot of those two. But I definitely see what you're saying there, and also of course the callbacks to Throw the Bark with eventually we're gonna get to the whole Ryuma stuff and Moria and whatnot. And I like what you were saying earlier in the conversation, Laz, about the was it you that brought up the Giants thing?
No. That was shoot, I'm trying to remember. I saw the comment though. It's talking about
I like then I was thinking back to Oars and the whole thing back with Im-sama and whatnot. And if we do get more information here on Oars or Giants just in general here in Wano, that'll of course, because Oda always has to plant some seeds for us to get excited in a future arc. So if he starts planting more in Wano for us to get excited for Elbaf, that would be very nice as well. Because I think with Wano and Elbaf, we're going to get more information about the Void Century than ever before, because these are the two places that should have all of that, with the Kozuki family going back to 800 years and with the Giants having been around possibly since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, man, guys, thanks for joining me so much. I gotta get going. I gotta leave in 5 minutes. I gotta get dressed and everything, bro. I'm gonna have to rip off my pants. Go. But this is a lot of fun, man. A lot of crazy theories, a lot of crazy discussions, and it's hard to dismiss any of them because of where we currently are.
Yep.
At this point in time, man. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great time to be a fan of the weekly One Piece experience. I want to thank every single person who's been in the comments section. This was a blast, man. Of finally being able to do a stream with good lighting. Look at this. I feel like I'm glowing, bro. I feel like I'm going Super Saiyan, dog.
Yeah.
So this is nice. Shout out to X and Laz for joining me on this, man. This was awesome sauce. And then I will try to get around to Hunter x Hunter tomorrow, because after I leave for work, I won't be back until it's already Saturday. So I will try to see y'all tomorrow, but if I don't see y'all tomorrow, I'll be back on Sunday for some more greatness. And if after the Viz translation, there's some huge, big change in translation from the from We God and from the Viz translation, I'll probably be back to make a video on that or another stream on that, because with one little change in wording in Viz, and we could all be thinking about something else.
That's a lot.
So we'll see what happens. But shout out to everybody who came by and supported, man. I'll see y'all next time. Have an awesome sauce of a day. One Piece greatness. What a time to be in the series, dog.